Alright, much ado about nothing, playing some Double Moonwalkers in Modern. And we got a turn 2 Blood Moon. And Mismatch Forest, unfortunately. Oh, come on, don't be burned. Well, Forest, Birds of Paradise, pass the turn. So if our Birds lives, we could also Nissa, but I don't know if it's really worth it to Nissa. Temple Garden for our opponent. Watery Grave untapped. Oh, play a creature. Farseek? Oh! Gotcha. Oh! And this is how it ends. I love Blood Moon so much. Blood Moon is very far on the top of my list of favorite cards. And Farseek incentivizes people to search out a non-basic. Well, sorry opponent. We play another Mismatch Forest. And Blood Moon. And the game ends. Oh my goodness, so good. So we don't even need Planeswalkers, really. Our opponent just can never cast a spell. I mean, they might be able to cast something. They search out Steam Vents. So they probably have some number of red spells. But they can't cast much of anything. Oh, they're Valakut. Okay. Well, everything will be mountains, but oh, alright. Pentad Prism gets our opponent mana of a different color, sort of. They still got to deal with the Blood Moon, though. Alright, so they use their Pentad Prism to Worldly Console. I believe that's a domain card. So they look at the top 1 cards of their library, put it in their hand. Pretty sweet. Well, we will play Wooded Foothills, we will Nahiri, and try to just close out this game. Take it up. I don't think we need Gideon. Discard Gideon, get a Stomping Grounds, pass the turn. So we're just going to tick up till we Emrakul. I guess we'll play our Nissa next turn, because why not? Ooh, alright, our opponent got green mana. If they find a way to kill our Blood Moon, they're sort of back in it. And they scoop it up. Yeah, Blood Moon is quite the card. So we want Blood Moons. We want Ley Lines of Sanctity. And I'm almost tempted to bring in Worship, but I don't know if that's actually worth it. We can get rid of Gideon Jura. Get rid of what? Maybe the Elspeth is kind of slow. Maybe we don't go all 4 Blood Moons. Our opponent's probably going to play around at this game. Although it still does shut down the kill with Valakut. I guess we can go down a well, let's go down a Birds and Gideon and try it like that. Alright, we got Sylvan Caryatids. We got a Forest. We got to draw a land. If we can draw a land and just Caryatid, we're going to try it. Double Blood Moon. Blood Moon is pretty good here. So let's just hope we draw a second land, and then we should be in good shape. And we are super lucky. Our greed is paying off already. So now we get to Caryatid into Blood Moon, and should be in good shape. Our opponent searching out duels. Did our opponent not learn anything from getting Blood Moon locked in game 1? Opponent passes. Well, let's crack Windswept Teeth. Get a Forest, Horizon Canopy, and Sylvan Caryatid. Pass the turn. Opponent gets a basic mountain. Probably the worst basic our opponent could get. Well, let's try it. Blood Moon number 1. I'm expecting a counter here. Is it Charm? Alright, our opponent passes the first test. Little do they know, there's another Blood Moon on its way. Do they get a basic? If they don't get a basic, alright, well, I'm not going to feel bad at all if we Blood Moon lock this person. Had ample opportunities to search out basics, but chose the greedy path. Alright, Secure Tribe Elder. That does get a basic, but in the meantime, we Windswept Heath, crack Windswept Heath, get a forest. Actually, maybe it's better not to Blood Moon and just to Nahiri here. Take up Nahiri. Discard the second Nahiri. What? Oh, we drew another Nahiri. Play a Nahiri, discard a Nahiri, draw a Nahiri. Opponent sacks their Secure Tribe Elder. So the Nahiri puts pressure on our opponent. They're going to have to try to do something to it before ultimates, or they pretty much lose, which probably means we'll find a window to Blood Moon. Opponent passes. Well, let's take up Nahiri. Discard a Nahiri. Get a Birds of Paradise. Then let's Birds of Paradise and Nissa, Voice of Zendikar. Keep the Planewalker pressure on. Here's Cryptic, I think. Probably has to bounce Nahiri. Yep, counter bounce. Temple Garden, go. That's fine. That's not the greatest value out of a Cryptic. I mean, they got a 2-for-1, but they didn't get to draw a card, and their deck probably needs to draw some cards. We draw Emrakul. Well, I think we're going to just slam a Chandra. See if our opponent has more counters. They remand. Alright. Pass the turn. I would like to Nahiri into Blood Moon, but we need one more mana source for that. Opponent gets a Temple Garden, untapped, down to 16. Bring to Light, X4. What are they searching for? Slaughter Games. Probably going to Slaughter Games our Nahiri, I assume. But then we Blood Moon them. Our opponent named Chandra. Alright. Well, they got rid of our one of Chandra. Well, if we draw a land, now we get to Nahiri and Blood Moon. Well, Temple Garden, untapped. And Nahiri. Take up Nahiri. Discard Emrakul. Get another land. And then follow that up with a Blood Moon. Pass the turn. So our opponent has red and blue mana. Not even close to Scapeshifting, though. I wonder if our opponent regrets not getting a basic forest. Our opponent scoops it up. So lesson, opponent, get your basic forest. If you know you're playing Blood Moon. The greed was super real in that one. I mean, I can be pretty greedy. We actually had a really greedy keep there. But if you know you're playing against Blood Moon, the easiest way to make Blood Moon bad is to search out at least a couple basics so you can still cast your spells. Alright, on to another.